Hello. So today we're talking about the film Pillow Talk, and I thought, hey, Pillow Talk with pillows, sleepover party. We should have a little slumber party, talk about movies. So I have some nail polish, and we're gonna gossip. You want to talk about something else? Well, it's my sleepover. I get to choose the movie. And we're talking about Pillow Talk. So Pillow Talk is a film from 1959, and it's directed by Michael Gordon. The reason I chose to watch this movie, when I googled it said, like, oh, musical comedy, and I was like, oh, lit, I love musicals. I love comedies. But I'm not really sure if you can really classify this as a musical. Like, I'm really used to the glitzy, show-stopping tunes of, like, most high-production Broadway musicals. It was mostly as part of the story because the one dude's a songwriter, and then there's like an opening song where she's just kind of, I guess, singing to herself. Despite it not really being that much of a musical, like there's probably like 3 songs or something, I still liked it. Apparently I've seen it before though, because my mom is a giant Doris Day stan, and I never knew about this somehow. Apparently she used to watch it with me all the time, and I just completely forgot. She used to watch Doris Day movies all the time, and my dad, when he first started dating her, he nicknamed her DD, like Doris Day, because she watched her movies all the time. When I called my mom and told her I was going to watch this movie, she was like, oh my gosh, I love that movie! Yeah, Mom, it's cool. I've never seen it. You've seen that movie so many times! I have. Back to the film. The movie is like kind of a typical rom-com, and it follows Jan and Brad. And of course, they're gonna date at the end. The thing is, they don't really like each other at the beginning. So how they meet, sort of, how they're connected at first, is that they both share a party line. I'm sure most of you don't know what a party line is. Basically, you share a phone line with someone else. If you've ever had a landline where you share it with your family, and like you could be talking on the phone with your friend, and then your parent could pick up the phone and be like, hello, what you talking about? That's what it is, except you're sharing that phone line along with your family members and stuff with another person, like a stranger. Jan's case, Jan, who's played by Doris Day, she shares a party line with Brad, played by Rock Hudson, who is a womanizer, and he spends so much time on the phone talking to different women and serenading them over the phone because he's a songwriter. That's what he does. And this really annoys Jan, because she is a busy career woman. She's an interior designer, and she needs to use her phone. And so she finds it super annoying that this dude is always on the phone with like stuff that she finds unimportant, because he's just talking to these girls all the time while she needs to like talk to her clients and stuff. Obviously, if they were to meet in real life, Jan would never in a million years want to date Brad, because she thinks that he's rude. She thinks that he's a sex maniac, her words, because he's always on the phone with these women, and so she's disgusted by him. She thinks very poorly of him. So Brad decides to pretend to be someone else for the sake of getting to know her, because, like, she knows Brad, but only his voice and his actions. She doesn't know, like, what he looks like. So he uses this to his advantage because he's very attracted to her when he first sees her. And also he wants to teach her a lesson about making assumptions about him and that whatnot. He puts on this accent and he tries to make himself seem like a perfect southern gentleman from Texas named Rex. Yeehaw! There's kind of a love triangle going on. Jan and Brad like each other, but Jonathan, who is kind of a mutual friend between them, is like in love with Jan and wants to marry her, but Jan's just not really in love with him. She doesn't really want to date Jonathan. She wants to be with Rex. There's a few times which threes show out in like the aesthetics of the film. The one that comes to mind for me is in the title sequence when the screen is split into threes with Doris Day on one side and then on the other, but it's like her legs and throwing around pillows to the center, which has the like credits and stuff, and it's like split into threes, like a love triangle. Speaking of like cool split screen shots, there's a lot of split screen usage to like show that they're talking on the phone, which I mean isn't something revolutionary. It's been done before, of course. I really like the shot where they're both talking in the bathtub. They're on the phone, but it feels like they're talking to each other and that they're in the same room, the way that they framed it. So they're facing each other, and their feet seem to touch at one point. And the way that they are both positioned is very similar, and it calls to mind this thing I learned about in psychology, mirroring, where someone will imitate the actions of another whom they have a close connection with. So that could be like a friend or someone you are in love with. Wow. And it's done subconsciously. By them doing this when they're not even in the same room, shows the audience that they share really good chemistry and compatibility. So overall, I thought Pillow Talk was pretty fun. There's some pretty funny moments. I watched it with my friend. We enjoyed it. And I think my mom and I are going to have a Doris Day marathon soon. Ooh. I rate this film 8 out of 10 pregnant men. Bye.